What's up, everybody? This is CAR Lois Carlos, and today we're going to talk about the last arc of Blue Box. I call this arc the one I looked up to. So it starts off in chapter 82 on the last panel of the chapter, teasing us an old friend of Chinasu. On chapter 83, we get more information from Haru, like her name is Yumika. Yumika was very close to Chinasu since a very young age. Yumika used to play basketball until junior high. She quit in high school without telling anyone. So this piqued my curiosity of what was the motive of her leaving the basketball team. By the end of the chapter, the two run into each other. Now to chapter 84, Yumika was being a bit rude with Chinasu, so Yumika's boyfriend took her away before the situation got worse. But she wouldn't leave without a glare to Taki. Moving on, the next day, Inomata asked Haru about Yumika. Get new information like they knew each other since they were 7, and how it was a huge shock for Chinasu to know that Yumika quit basketball. We also find out that Chinasu admired her. She wanted to catch up to her, so we found out why she practiced so much. It's so cool to see that the author put so much thought on this. I would have thought that she practiced so much to get better, but we see that she did it to become as good as the new Mecha. Afterwards, Taki would have a toothache, so he would go to the dentist, and guess who would he bumped into? It was none other than Yumeka. Now to chapter 85. After Taki gets out from seeing the dentist, he would ask Yumeka why she left the team, and she would answer that she quit because she starts to hate Chinasu, and she was sick of basketball. Holy shoot, can't believe she gave us an answer that blew me away. Who would have thought that that was going to be the answer? Okay, I get her being sick of basketball, but hating on Chinasu is something else. We also find out that she told her that. Oh my god, what a chapter so far! This chapter ends with a flashback of Chinasu and Yomeka first encounter and how she fed admiration to her. So, chapter 86, Admiration. Yes, this is the title of the chapter. We continue with the flashback and we can see more and more reasons why Chinasu was so close to Yumeka. For example, making shots and standing up for her with jealous players in the team. This made Chinasu want Yumeka to be on the team once again. Chapter 87, Excuses and Sound Arguments. Starts with flashback where Yumeka quits the team and says that she hates Chinasu. It's awesome to finally see this. I thought they were not going to show this, but they did. Later in the chapter, we see Yumeka still playing basketball with a kid. She says she's playing for fun, but Inomata says you're too good to be or playing for fun. And we all know he's right. She was the one of the best basketball players in the team, and now we know she's still passionate of the sport, but she keeps making excuses, and Taki flat out says, what kind of excuse is that? Even though Taki has some good counters. Yumeka comes in with a slap and shook Taki. Damn! But the chapter would end with one more statement from Yumeka. I am so excited for chapter 88. Now we start off with Taki saying it's his opinion on the matter, but she says that he's freaking annoying and his face pisses her off. The next morning, Taki's mother woke up late and didn't pack lunch because of the Korean dramas. Oh man, this reminds me of the time my mom wakes up late because of the novelas. Anyways, later in the chapter, we find out that one of her teammates feels like she's holding down the team. She says that they can't put the same effort as Chinasu. This statement reminds her of Yumeka. Now to chapter 89, Yumeka Yu. Chinasu wakes up from her sleep, remembering the statement from her teammate. This statement is putting a lot of pressure on Chinasu. Later on the chapter, the boys' coach asked everyone in the gym if someone wanted a ticket for the match of the girls' basketball team. But the jerk who's trying to get close to Chinasu is getting the ticket. But Taki also wanted the ticket, so they had a shuttle runs match to see who runs the longest. Meanwhile, Chinasu would have bumped into Yumeka. She would find out that her last name changed, and she would find out that Yumeka's parents divorced in junior high. Chinasu was heartbroken that her best friend never told her that. Oh my god, this story arc is getting better and better. Now to chapter 90. They're one and the same. We start this chapter with the race between Taki and Matsuoka. This guys say, if you lose, you gotta give up on Chinasu. Boy, he did not say this. Well, we know that Taki is about to beat his ass, but we gotta go back to Yumeka and Chinasu talking. She wished that Yumeka would tell her about the situation that she was in. Yumeka couldn't because she was a hero to Chinasu. Also, that passion for basketball was dying, and the more she saw Chinasu practice, the more she started to hate her. But when she saw Chinasu with Taki, it shocked her because she would have thought that basketball was all she cared about. Afterwards, Chinasu would tell Yumeka that after she left, she felt alone, and she was starting to think of stop practicing. She was feeling discouraged, but Taki came along and made her feel empowered. He was the reason why she kept trying her best. That would end the chapter. Now to chapter 91, the most powerful feeling. We get a flashback of Yumeka playing basketball with her dad. We see that she was in love with basketball, and her father would say to cherish the feeling of something is the most powerful feeling of all. We then got another flashback to a basketball game. She comes out from the game, and her coach says she will do better next time, but she's thinking of practicing a lot, like Natsu. We then move to seeing her jogging and goes back home. But when she gets home, she hears her parents arguing, so she went out to jog it a bit more. Next morning, she sees Natsu, and she doesn't want to tell her about the problem she has at home. Yumeka is starting to get negative emotion on the sport. Her mother would tell her that night that they would get a divorce. She would run out from her room to outside. Yumeka is forgetting that feeling from the beginning of the chapter. She feels like she's losing that feeling. But we came back to the present with Taki with a ticket for the women's basketball game. So it ends with Taki telling her, I want you to have it. In the next chapter, we get the panel with Color. We see that she thinks that Taki should go because it will make her happy. Taki said, when it comes to basketball, it has to be you. Taki would say other good points, and he would ask this as a favor. If we move on to the girls' basketball team getting high five from everyone in the gym while they head out to the game, we would see Yumeka and her boyfriend Susuke. Yes, we finally find out his name. They talked about making plans for a Christmas day, but Yumeka would go to the restroom and Susuke would see the ticket. He would tell her to go see the game. Susuke would tell us that he played soccer when he was younger, but not because he loved it, but to get the ladies. In Yumeka's situation, she loves basketball and had a goal to play professional basketball. So he knows that deep down she loves basketball. We also find out something of Yumeka, and that's when she messes her bangs off. When she doesn't want people to know what she's thinking. She goes to the game after all. She feels excited watching the game. Meanwhile, we see Haru and Taki talking. And then we go back to Yumeka shouting for Natsu to shoot. We see that Natsu sees her and points up. And we find out that she made the point. And that was the end of chapter 94. Now, to the final chapter for this arc. Chapter 95. It's back. We see them meeting up after the game outside the stadium. Chinasu would ask what she's doing here, and she would have answered that Taki gave her a ticket to the game. They would talk and make up to each other. Yumeka would like to play basketball once again, and she found her power back. So I just wanted to say what an arc this was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video to any Blue Box fan, manga reader. And see you guys in the next video. Double